Greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical. Hope everybody's doing well, and this is a message for my South African subscribers, friends and family, and for all the Americans and people all over the world that are interested in how the South African family that I'm sponsoring is doing. Mason just dug this toy out of the squeaky toy out of a ball out of a toy, and he's going to be bugging me through the whole video. There's nothing I can do about it, so I apologize. That's what happens when you have a Mason in the house. So lots of people are sending me messages saying, hey, how's this family doing? If you have no idea what I'm talking about, you're gonna have to go back a few videos and you will realize that in a brief description is basically that because of the atrocities and the white genocide that are taking place in South Africa, I, along with other people, are working to get those that want out. And on that note, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks now that I've had a family of 4 living with us that we assisted to get out of the situation in South Africa. And there's a book in the writing. The mother is in the process of writing a book about her experience so that she can help other people that are trying to flee not just South Africa but other countries and request political asylum. It was quite a process. They went through Brazil, Colombia, were detained there, detained in Mexico, and then locked up once they came across the American side and requested asylum for three days in little cells. You know, all part of the process, man. That's what happens. You know, the freedom that you're going to get when you come to America should not be free, and you should pay a price, and they're paying a price. They can't work until they have their court date and get a work permit. They cannot receive any benefits, no medical aid. It's all got to be paid for. And so, you know, it's not easy for those of us that are paying for it, but it's something that has to be done because we're talking about life and death. I didn't want to get too into the weeds on the politics of South Africa. There's enough videos out there that I've made and others have made. If you're interested in that, go check it out. So, how are they doing? They're doing great. You're not seeing them right now because we want to do the interviews on a more professional level, and I'm going to be working with the founder of the KingResettlementProgram.org, Vanessa, and we're going to be putting out some higher quality videos than me, you know, the stuff that I'm just putting out from my phone here, and that'll be a little bit more professional. So I'm just talking to you like, and I move around a lot because my back hurts. Just a lot of people ask me, do I have to go to the bathroom? I've got some serious back injuries and neck injuries and blah, blah, blah. That's why I move around a lot. So if you're getting seasick, just look away and turn the volume up and listen. Or take a Dramamine and shut up and deal with it. Just kidding, I love you. Okay, so it has been an experience, and it's an ongoing experience that is very hard to describe. It's an experience for them, and it's an experience for us, because Americans, and I'm going to go ahead and speak for most of us, really have no clue. Look at this guy's stance. That's what he's waiting for me to throw the ball. Look how cool he looks. And I love that dog. I hope you could see him. Americans have no clue just how deprived the rest of the world is. Now, the atrocities and the slaughter of whites in South Africa, all of that notwithstanding, simple things that we take for granted here in America, I'm learning about, and I'm feeling like, wow. You know, you just assume that most of the world has access to the things that we have access to, and that is far from the case. And some examples of things that literally blow these guys' minds are, every day there's something that I assumed people knew about and they've never heard of it. Now my American friends are going to freak out when they hear that there's actually people on the planet that don't know what spam is. They think it has to do with email. These guys saw a bunch of cans of spam in my garage, and the guy says, hey Mike, what's the spam? Is that like a dessert or something? So guess what we had for dinner last night? And I'm like, hey man, you know, spam has been enjoyed in some of the finest trailer parks in America since, you know, before World War II. I grew up on that shit. And for those South Africans that don't know what I'm talking about, Spam is a canned meat that I think it was created for the war in World War II or one or something, but science to this day has no idea how long it lasts without going bad, because it just never, it's always good. And it's known for, it used to be known as a poor man's food, you know, because it's so cheap and you can do so much with it. It's already cooked, you dump it out of the can, you can eat it there, fry it, burn it, put it on bread, cut it up, put it in rice. But there are a lot of weird anomalies associated with Spam. One of them being, for some reason, if you eat it in the house, it's not so, it's okay, it's so-so, but if you eat it out when you're camping, it's like fucking lobster. So you could like be eating a piece of Spam, and if you walk outside, it tastes better for some reason. Science is working on why that is. Other things, you know, the Klondike bars. They didn't know what a Klondike bar was. That was a mind blow. Seeing them at the grocery store, you know, they can get gallons of milk here, and over there I guess they can't. The prices of things over here, we complain about gas prices here. Over here, here's another one. Now this one, Americans just would have a hard time believing this, because I thought they were fucking joking with me. They gotta pay they gotta have a license to have a TV. I mean, the South African government will suck up every dime they can get on the most weird shit. And correct me if I'm wrong, South Africans, but they gotta have a fucking, it's like 1,000 rand a year just to have a fucking TV. The other thing is their banking. So if you want to put $100 into your account, you got to pay a fucking transaction fee to put money into your own account. And if you take it out, you got to pay another fee to take it out. It's unfucking believable, man. And there's a million more examples like that. But let me get on to the more interesting shit. So in South Africa, people live behind bars and walls, and, you know, they try to survive. You don't let your kids go running around the street and shit like we do here. And so subsequently, their two kids have, like most South African white kids, have grown up inside or behind walls with barbed wire and dogs protecting them and shit. So the daughter is 14 years old, cute as a button. And yesterday she went with my daughter, whose boyfriend's daughter from a prior marriage has got brain cancer, and they were doing a fundraising thing where a bunch of people were, it was like a 6K run, walk kind of thing, with, you know, about an hour and 2 hours away from here in another state. Now their kids have never been in the next room without them checking on them their whole life. So it was a huge step for them to let their daughter get in a car, drive. I didn't tell them it was, you know, another state away, kind of, because I knew they'd freak out. But, you know, the daughter was out there, and her first thing was, when I asked her if she wanted to go, she was like, "Uncle, is it safe?" And I mean, they're terrified, you know. And as it turns out, because of the excessive heat and some other factors, she ended up getting a little sick, threw up on the walk, and the police put her in the car and drove her to the finish line. And, you know, you don't really trust the cops in South Africa these days. So for her to have a really good experience, I mean, I'm probably not doing a good job of explaining how important this shit is, but just letting your kids go with another person and go somewhere is unheard of over there. I mean, just 2 days ago, I think a 23-year-old lady, young woman, and I don't know, 19 or 20-year-old boyfriend were driving with one of their fathers, and the car ran out of gas. Hey, I'm going to stay with the car. I'm going to go down the street and get some gas. And came back, and they were both shot multiple times, murdered, nothing taken, just because they were white people standing by the side of the road. An everyday occurrence there. But can you imagine, if you think about the depth of that tragedy, the guilt that father's got to live with? Hey, what if I'd have done this? What if I would have done that? I mean, you know, that's life in South Africa. And over here, you know, we were driving around this morning, and I'm in this really, like, industrial area, and there's trailers parked and truckers sleeping and shit. I mean, it'd be a sketchy area anywhere else in the world. But here comes a lady jogging, wearing shorts and a halter top. No problem. It happens every day because it's in this neighborhood. Safe. And it just blows their minds, man. The amount of channels that they can see on TV, you know, on cable. The fact that our phones are unlimited. We have unlimited data. They got to pay for data. They got to pay, in South Africa, they got to pay for data. I don't think there's any such thing as unlimited data. We've got like 5 phones on our plan, and we gave them one. And you know, you could be on the internet 24 hours a day and you're still gonna, or make as many calls as you want, you're gonna still pay the same price every month. These are little luxuries that we take for granted, many of us, and that the socialists and the Democrats and the communists in America want to fuck it all up. It's amazing, you know, and it seems like just material shit, but this is all about, it has to do with quality of life, you know. So look, I'm drifting around like I always do, but the bottom line is, look, the South African family is, they're mind blown. They're helpful. I can't keep them, you know. They mow my grass. You know, they feel very bad. They were the type of people, like most South Africans are, that I've discovered that are hard workers and have a lot of pride. And so they were the ones that were always taking people in, you know. Homeless guy over here, some drug addict over there, take them in their house, sober them up, get them clean, feed them, and move on to the next one. They help people. This family does. Well, now they're on the receiving end, and it's really killing them, you know. They feel like we're supporting them 100%, which was the plan, you know. I mean, it's not easy for us, but we knew what we were getting into when we did it, and I've asked for help. You guys have given it, and I'm not 100% sure I'm not going to be asking for help again, because it is not easy. I'd be lying to you. You know, I mean, when you take on 4 people, we've got 10 people living in this house, 10 people, and we're on fixed income, so, you know, I'm on retirement, so, you know, it's not like we're sailing through this unscathed, but it's 100% worth it. Would I do it again? Absolutely. Are they going to be here for 9 months and then just disappear? Fuck no. These guys are family members, man. Bob is the brother I never had. I love the guy. Little cocky fucker sometimes, but I love him. His kids are just fucking special. I had actually thought about murdering Bob and his wife and just giving the kids my last name, but I don't know, still thinking about that. But anyways, there's your update. Today is Memorial Day in America, so I've got to get some ribs in the smoker. I'm like 2 hours too late, so I got to rush that, and I got to make some of my awesome barbecue sauce. If you don't know what my barbecue sauce is, go check it out. Just do a search on my channel. It's LMS Tactical Barbecue Sauce, and you'll see how it's made. Very simple, and you could put it on a dog turd, and it would taste delicious. Anyways, there's your update. I got to get going. Hope everybody's doing fine. South African people, stay safe, man. Watch your asses and don't make it easy for these guys that are trying to kill you. And don't think that anybody's forgotten about you. LMS Tactical, stay safe. I'm out.